Okay. Now, in the spirit of South Summit and being innovative, we are innovating on the next group that you're going to see on stage here. We're changing things up a little bit. I'm actually going to interview two amazing people, one of which is already in your schedule, and we're just surprising you a little bit and changing it up. So we are going to talk about innovation in this conversation, as well as a bit of branding and marketing, but you're not going to want to miss it because they're very impressive who we're about to bring to the stage here. Please help me welcome Cristiana Arcangeli, founder and CEO at Grupo Arcangeli Beauty Inc., and also Pablo Toledo, Director of Communication and Branding at BYD Brazil. Fabulous. Thank you for letting us innovate a little bit on having you answer the questions instead of moderating right now. And I think that's actually really exciting for our audience because I know that there's a lot that we can learn from you both. And so we're going to get into this conversation a little bit about innovation in and of itself. I know you both work in different industries but have done a lot of really interesting things. So maybe, Chris, start by telling us a little bit. You have innovated in many ways, new categories, new products here in Brazil. How do you even start to think about innovating?
Bom, primeiro, boa tarde a todos.
Good afternoon. First of all, it's my second time here in South Summit, and I'm very happy to be here. And I'm going to be talking about innovation, which is something that I love to talk about.
I'll be in trouble if we speak Portuguese. English would be fabulous.
Okay, so we're going English. Well, innovation is my passion. I've been working since I was a dentist, and many years ago, and I discovered at very early stage that when you innovate, you have space to start something from scratch. So all of my companies I did since the first one, when I sold my dentist cabin to buy my first equipment for the shampoo line, and I started Fitoervas. I discovered that innovation helps you have a differentiation, and with this, it's easier that you make your brand be a fashion, you know, be in fashion, be something that people are looking for it. So innovation is a very important thing when you start a business.
Absolutely. And Pablo, for you, I want to touch on this idea of innovation generally as well, but I mean, sometimes when we work in a product-based business, we start to think of innovation as just a new product. I imagine that's not how you're looking at it. Tell us a little bit, like, what's your perspective on innovation?
Well, first of all, boa tarde a todos. It's a pleasure to be here with you, Margot and Chris, once again. BYD is based on innovation and technology. We position ourselves as a tech company. We see ourselves closer to Apple than to Volkswagen, for instance. Although we produce cars, we don't see us as a regular traditional OEM. So we bring technology, we bring innovation. We were born in Shenzhen, China, 30 years ago as a battery company, first as a cell phone battery company. But from this technology, we built like a long history of technology and innovation based on the technology inside our batteries. We were founded by a chemistry that was specialized in battery. And from this battery, we produce cars, buses, trucks, solar panels, trains, all sorts of products based on the technology of batteries. And so innovation is on the basis of everything that we do. And in my position, we try to bring this innovation also for the way that we communicate, the way that we marketing our products.
I think that totally makes sense, and you listed a bunch of different kind of products and pieces and you know, different vehicles and things that you've moved into. And Chris, from your side, you've been in different pieces of industries as well, wellness, cosmetics, and I know you've had a lot of success and along the way. And so is there a magic to figuring out, like, following trends, but being ahead of trends. How do you get that instinct that you've had? Is there anything we can learn from?
We always say that innovation is not on the computer. You know, it's not on Google. Innovation is about looking into the market and different markets itself, how people dress, what's on the windows, what people are eating, what's going on, you know, and it's suddenly you look at something, so, you know, this can be different. This could be done on a different way. It doesn't have to be a disruptive innovation all the time. It can be a small innovation, it's already going to make a big change. Or cross markets, what I call cross innovation. That's what I did with Beauty In, which we crossed two markets, the food market, the supplement market, and the cosmetic market into one category itself. So innovation can be all over the place. It's a culture. It's a way of living. It's observation.
It's observation. I like that. And Pablo, for your industry, you know, on this idea of observation, I think that you're seeing a lot more than just like the physical pieces. Is it true that are you involved in like public policy, infrastructure, other pieces? Do you get pulled into that? And what's the expectation of you kind of helping them with the vision versus setting the vision, right? Like, what's that look like?
Well, we do have to, and this is not just like a cliche, but we do have to survive to have a 360 vision and a 360 operation. Globally, we just surpassed Tesla as the #1 company in the electrified vehicles.
Wait, did you just say you surpassed them?
Yes.
We should maybe say that again one more time for the audience here.
Well, back in the day, we in 2023, we ended producing more vehicles, but now we earn more money than Tesla in 2024, being $107 billion in 2024. So not working with combustion cars, just electric cars and hybrid plug-ins. And we are bringing that to Brazil. And if you are bringing that to Brazil, you should not just care about cars. You should care about the recharging infrastructure, about marketing, about innovation, about educating people on everything related to electrifying the mobility here. So we do have to serve, as Chris said, and do a 360 moment in all aspects involving related to this changing that we are proposing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm from Canada. I'm from a really big country as well. Brazil is the same. You need to think about how are you going to charge these cars when they go so far across our big countries, right? So there's a lot more to think about. Now, you also come from a branding and marketing perspective, right, Pablo? And so have there been any like campaigns that failed around this topic, or where you felt like you tried to put forward this campaign to help people understand that it's more than just the piece, that all these other pieces need to be involved, this infrastructure? Have you had pushback? Have you had anything that didn't work along the way?
Well, luckily, Chris can say that better than myself, but I think we are building a love brand here in Brazil. I believe people like BYD a lot. We represent the new. We represent BYD's mission globally is to reduce the Earth's temperature by 1 degree Celsius. How we're going to do that? Getting energy from the sun with solar panels and promoting the electromobility. And this is a very powerful mission. And with this mission, I think we have conquered a big part of Brazilians with cool cars, not just electric cars, but also hybrid cars. So the marketing has been following this key messages for 2 years now. We have very competitive prices here. And so first step for this was like being known in Brazil, which is a continental country with like mass media, open TV. And now we are getting more focus on digital influencers and getting the message more channeled to specific niches here in Brazil, but no problem so far.
That's good to hear. He mentioned love brand in there and kind of said maybe for the branding side you'd have something to add. Did anything spark to mind there for you, Chris?
Yeah, actually, he was speaking, I was thinking, I love WID cars because I've been looking into a car, an electric car to buy some years ago. I started checking everything in the market, and I said, well, okay, everybody's asking about how long you can use the charger, how long you need to charge, or how much is the velocity of the car, it's quicker or not. And I was looking about nothing of this. I was looking for how well done the car was, how comfortable it was. You know, women, it's a different way of looking. And when I checked everything in the market, I said, it's the best one really. And I'm not because I'm here, no, because it's true. And it's the best one when you go inside the car, it's very comfortable. And it's for a city like São Paulo, where the streets are very challenging. The car has to be comfortable. So I think if you can pass this different messages on your marketing to different publics, that's what I was trying to explain, is very powerful. So marketing is a challenge when you start to speak to different people on the same product. For example, we have the first collagen in the world was made by Beauty In, and we had to explain a new ingredient, how to use it to different publics, because you can speak to young people, to people that are athletes that need collagen for muscles and joints, or you can speak to women talking about wrinkles, you know. So it's different public, and this is a challenge for marketing because it's very expensive if you don't do it the right way.
I am in a group chat with 20 women back home who all day today I had to mute them because all they were talking about is how expensive collagen is and where they can find it and whether they should ship it in from somewhere else. So you're on trend with that one. And I want to stick with you for a minute because, so trends are one thing, but you've had success in kind of different pieces, different industries. Of course, you have your experience on Shark Tank that I think many people, we could maybe ask you about that if we have a minute because I think we're probably very interested in it. But do you make sure that everything you're working on has a value alignment for you personally? Like, how do you look at what you're choosing to focus on?
Look, my purpose is to change life of people and to change markets. I love to see markets changes, you know, trends changing, things seen on a different way. So this is what I'm always working on. So every brand I invest, or every company I invested, I started investing after Shark Tank. I wasn't an investor before. And I'm always looking to an entrepreneur that brings me something that is going to change something in the market, you know. So this is what we need to do, because if we are wanting to build a future, people say, what do you think is going to happen in the future? You know? And I say, we build the future. We are the ones that build the future. We are the entrepreneurs that build what's going to happen in the future. So if we want to have a good future, the entrepreneurs are responsible for that. To do this on a sustainability, to worrying about people, worrying about the world, you know. So innovation and is all about changing the way of doing things on a better way.
I think we have this pressure around us too to be like innovating and changing all the time, and things that we're doing now are happening at rapid speed, right? There's this expectation to be moving very quickly. Pablo, how do you maintain brand trust when you're expected to move really quick, innovate, and always be sharing something new and flashy?
This is a challenge because, well, you can buy an iPhone, like the new iPhone 17, but you cannot change your car every year. It's
right.
You have more value on your car, especially in Brazil, that we have car as a big thing. It's a big purchase for Brazilians. It's not cheap. It's a very long journey of purchase and so on. So we do have to send this message of trust. You can trust me. We're going to change models. Cars are going to be being more and more technological and better from year to year. But still, the main aspects of this car are going to be keeping the same. You can trust me. I have to send this message, or BYD has to be keeping sending this message, and our customer, our audience has to be sure that we will not betray them. The message is that we are always looking for the best in terms of technology and innovation to bring to this customer the best option. For instance, with like repurchasing program, like if you have one of your cars, we're gonna buy this car back, buyback program.
Yep.
We're gonna buy this car back from you. So with this kind of program, I think we can build this path of trust, so that the customer can see in our brand a brand that he can trust.
Yeah. Speaking about trust as well, and I'll go back to you, Chris, is there a piece of bringing your users in early to build that trust because you're building something with them? Is that something that you've ever done, or that is like a piece of this, innovating with your communities? Like, we're seeing kind of more conversation about that, where they're testing early, things like that. Has that been something that you've tried, or that's a part that you think about being important to this innovation process?
I think the most important thing is respect with your consumers. And when you talk about intake of supplements or food or medicine or any kind of thing, in our case is supplements with vitamins and cosmetic ingredients, we needed to prove this is efficient, because it's something it's a long-term intake. You have to start taking collagen since 20 years, and you're going to take this forever. You have to know that the product that you're intaking works. So most of the products in the market today, they don't say how much collagen is in that product itself, and they don't show efficiency tests. So what I have done since we started this category in 2010, in 2012, I had already done efficiency tests in Brazil, and na Universidade de Bioengenharia da Pele da Unicamp. So this is the name of the university. I did it in Portuguese, sorry. And next, we did this efficiency test in Italy by a huge lab which does this for many imported brands, and they were supported by a university. So we can say that what we claim on the products, or reduction of wrinkles, better perdi a palavra. Articulações e ligamentos.
Joints and ligaments.
For muscles and joints and all that, sorry. So when we say that, when we claim this kind of claim on the product, we can say because it's supported by efficiency tests. And we also say how much collagen is on each product. So if it's 300 grams of collagen in a bottle that has 330 grams, we're talking 96% of the bottle is collagen. Yeah. So we have some products in the market that have 1% collagen only. So the most important thing is that people read the panel behind the product to be sure that what they're taking is what they really need. And for the brands, the most important thing is to really respect the consumer and tell them what they're buying, what they're taking, and be sure that you're doing something that will change their life.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea of like being part of changing someone's life. It's such an amazing base for you to work from.
A big responsibility, right?
Yeah. Do you think about legacy for yourself or for these products when you're thinking about this? And I want to ask you this question too, Pablo, when it comes to like the brand, the business. Are you thinking way in the future, 10 years more, and like what that legacy might look like?
Brands sometimes are not that worried how much they're going to perpetuate, I see many brands being launched in the market now. They use influencers, they use a lot of traffic and Instagram and all of that, and after 6 months, 1 year, where's that brand? Disappeared. They're not selling what they should be selling, they're not telling the truth to the consumer, and the consumer will discover this one time or another. So brands that come and disappear, come and disappear. I don't believe this kind of business. I believe business has to perpetuate, and you have to leave a legacy to the market. And brands that don't offer truth products will, in a sense, destroy the concept, destroy the category at itself. Because a person that takes a product that doesn't work, they're going to say, okay, collagen products don't work or any other thing. So you have to be conscious of the responsibility you have when you put a product on the shelf. This product has to perpetuate, this market has to grow, the category has to grow, and you have to respect the consumer. And this is something that has to be spoken about a lot, don't you think?
That was really well said. Pablo, how about you?
Really short, there's something that I love about BYD's mission of cooling the earth by 1 degree, which is that in order to go to the future, you have to step back, cool the earth by 1 degree, like not making the planet hotter. So in order to have a legacy, you must have a word first. So I love this message that to have technology and innovate, maybe you have to step back and see how things are working now. I really like this message. It's very philosophical, and it's a good start for us to think about how we move forward.
Wow, we're ending on 2 beautiful messages here. Thank you both so much for joining us today and changing things up a little bit. Please, one more time for Chris and Pablo.
Thank you. Boa tarde a todos. Bom summit.
Good afternoon, everyone. Have a great summit. Muito obrigada.
All right.